Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So it was not a very exciting day, and I think also the weekend might be boring. It might be characterized just by some consolidation around the current range, probably within resistance, which is located still, it's unchanged, between 96,350 and 100,518. So let's talk about the microstructure here on the Bitcoin chart, specifically something that is noteworthy around the 87,480 level. I just wanted to mention that it is very, very important to be aware of that particular level, and I'll tell you why. So currently the idea is, and I go to the 30-minute chart, currently the idea is that we are in some kind of a correction. I mean, that move down, it does look like a 5-wave move down, but I don't 100% like how the structure evolved, okay? It is a very direct move down, and down here is a bit of ambiguity. It's not very clear what exactly this is. So the microstructure is a bit difficult to read. The overall assumption and scenario hasn't changed for many, many weeks, but the microstructure is a bit difficult to read. So that's why we have 2 to 3 scenarios there. But all of these assume that this is some kind of a wave 4 correction. Now, in the most bearish scenario, this is a wave 4 in a direct fashion, A, B, C, and we're moving down in wave C, and we might have completed wave 1. Wave 2 could be unfolding now. Then a wave 3 down to follow, wave 4, 5. This would be the most direct move down to round about 80 to 82K. This is the short-term bearish count, which would take us down quite significantly. It would be very, very harmful for the altcoin sector. And that's why I'm thinking, I mean, Bitcoin doesn't care about the altcoins, right? But that's why I'm thinking, is this really what's going to play out? Because it would probably destroy the altcoin structures, pretty much all of them, right? So I'm thinking, is there something different? And yes, you know, basically in the same scenario, we could say that maybe the microstructure is a little bit different. And wave 4 will finish here around 87,480. Now, why is this level so important? So all that means in practice, I'm watching for lower prices, but on the way down, I will specifically pay attention to this area around $87,480. All right, because there is a chance the correction will finish there. And why is that? Because one typical Fibonacci zone that's typically reached is the 100% extension of the initial A wave. Such a correction is typically an ABC structure. And the A wave completed obviously here around the 20th of December. The B wave completed just recently. And the C wave has not yet reached 100% extension. Well, it can go lower, but it's just a very common level. And because one more move down would be enough to reach it, I'm thinking maybe the microstructure is a little different, but it's not high confidence. So all I'm saying is, when we go down, you know, should the market start its next decline at some point here in the resistance area, maybe even from below, which I do expect, yeah, I expect the move down still to continue locally in still an overall uptrend though, well, then I will just pay attention to this level, because there is going to be a very realistic chance that the correction finishes around that level, around $87,480. Yeah, and it might be this C wave down, just with a slightly different microstructure. And how would that microstructure look like? Well, my thesis would be that it could be, and it's difficult to read, right? But it might be something like a 1, 2, 3. Somehow this could be a wave 4 with one more low to come. Which is why I posted earlier today on Discord in one of the last updates that, you know, if this is an internal wave 4, with one more wave down to come in a 5th wave, then this 4th wave shouldn't move above 96,354. So that's why, if this bounce is very weak, it might actually be more bullish. I hope that kind of makes sense, because if this bounce is weak, it might just need one more low. We could then at least assume this is a wave 4 with just one more low. But if this bounce is now quite aggressive, for example, in a wave 2, higher into resistance, then this is not a wave 4. Then I will assume it's just sort of resetting the indicators, preparing for a substantial drop to around about 82K in the white scenario. So these are the two main scenarios I'm watching for. In the previous video earlier today, we also talked about the option of a triangle, but I just don't have enough evidence for it. I mean, it is a pretty complete looking triangle as well, but the 5-wave move down is a bit of a problem for that. And I just don't have the impulsive reaction to the upside that would suggest we're already breaking out. But if we, for any chance, if anything is possible, it's just not that everything is probable, but everything is possible, of course. So if there is a 5-wave move up and break above resistance, well, yeah, then we can seriously think about an upside breakout from a triangle, but it's just not what I am expecting right now based on the data that we have. Yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.